my name's Lily, clearly, and this is the first time I've ever done something like this. The reason why I'm doing this is because for the past few nights, I've sat up and, I have, like, this obsession with Alice in Wonderland, and I think it's amazing, and it's by far my favorite thing to fall asleep to. And, I used to, have a thing with this boy, and he would call me on the phone, and he would read Alice to me until I fell asleep every night. And seeing as we're no longer together, lately I've been watching the movie, and there's like 10 versions of the movie, and I watch them constantly to help me fall asleep. Only now I've decided that I would really like to hear someone read it. And since I don't think someone's available every night to read to me until I fall asleep, I've decided to read it myself and record it and just listen to it every night and help me fall asleep. And then I decided that I would upload them in case anyone else is in the same weird situation that I am and you'd like to hear it and fall asleep to it. That's great. I'm in my PJs because I haven't slept yet because no one's read me Alice. So I decided, since I'm going to do this, there are a few things that I'd like to talk about first about Alice, because there are a lot of misimpressions that people have gotten by reading it or hearing rumors about it and stuff like that. And one of the questions I'd like to discuss first is so commonly asked, was Lewis Carroll on drugs? No, he was not on drugs. The book isn't random. It's actually very detailed, and it, like, for example, the second book in the series follows the moves of a chessboard. You can't do that if you're on drugs. And especially LSD. People think that he was on LSD or something like that. Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland before LSD even came out. He came up with the story when he was on a boat ride with a little girl named Alice Liddell and her two sisters and a friend of theirs. And he came up with the story because he was trying to entertain them. And he especially was trying to entertain Alice because they were such good friends. And I think that brings me to my next question. Was Lewis Carroll a pedophile? No. Probably not. He definitely liked little girls on a level that was more than normal, but there's no evidence to suggest that he was sexually attracted to them. He did have nude photographs of children, but in the era that he lived in, that was actually not that uncommon, and there were usually adults present when he was taking the photographs, and they were artistic and not pornographic. And I read that it suggested that Lewis Carroll loved little girls so much because he had so many sisters growing up. I'd like to believe that's true. Alice Liddell and the other little girls that Lewis Carroll played with have never said anything untoward towards him or his character, even as they grew up. So there's really no evidence to suggest that he was in any way inappropriate. The next question I'd like to go into is, why is a raven like a writing desk? The riddle originally had no answer, but after it was published, Lewis Carroll answered, because it can produce a few notes, though they are very flat, and is never put with the wrong end in front, and never is spelt with an A at the end instead of an E, because it's raven backwards, and some of his editors thought that he was just misspelling it, so they corrected it, and that makes the joke make less sense. The final question is a little bit of trivia I read. It's, is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland really banned in China? No. Well, it was, but it's not anymore. It was originally banned because they believed that animals shouldn't use the human language, and they said it was disastrous to put animals and people on the same level. So they banned it because they didn't think that it was appropriate reading. And that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna read Alice in Wonderland chapter by chapter, probably make funny little animal noises and use different voices and facial expressions, and hopefully this will help me to sleep, and hopefully this will help you to sleep. Thanks.